My name is Nadia Belkin. I'm the National AANHPI Engagement Director on the Harris for President campaign. Thank you so much for having me, and I couldn't have set this conversation up better. The vice chair leadership that you all have, plus the infrastructure at Chinese Americans for Harris, is one that is going to really help us move the needle as we have been working, but as we get closer to November 5th. You are going to hear from folks today that have worked very closely with Vice President Harris. They know that she is battle tested. She has been in the trenches negotiating policy for us and has really moved the needle forward. These are folks that have worked with her, admired her, and know how Kamala Harris and Tim Walz will lead us to a better America. So as you're on this call, and I'm sure you're going to hear and start thinking, well, what do I do next? That's where we come into play, the Harris campaign. So we have 62 days left, which I share with you all to help get the excited juices flowing and to really ask you all to sign up and get involved right now. We're all here because we do want to plug in. So I wanted to just share with you a little bit behind the scenes of where things are at. We have actually raised a historic $540 million. You did hear that correctly. And the good news, as Congresswoman Meng mentioned, is this is happening on the doors in living rooms. The campaign is coming to you. So we have a really robust ground game that is already underway. We have 312 offices that are open across the country, and we have over 2,000 staff that are currently active. I share that with you because it's a reflection of how the campaign has a presence in every corner of every battleground state with communities like ours, which we know are critical to our victory in November. Congressman Liu said it really well. We are doing it. We, the campaign, are doing it, and we want you all to be part of that process with us. The path to 270 is going to be decided by states and through communities like ours. So the good news, as you're thinking about all of this, is that AANHPIs definitely have a role to play in getting us to victory in just a few weeks here. So how do we do this? How can you put yourself, how can you get involved in the campaign? There are several ways that we're doing this. We're hosting phone banks. We're doing that about twice a week right now. We know that's going to increase, but we have 2 phone banking opportunities calling into battleground states. We're hosting relational organizing training so you can start to talk to your friends and family about the issues that matter most. We're sending out messaging guidance and talking points on those key issues as well. We're knocking on doors, we're hosting house parties, and we're hosting national organizing calls as well to give you updates on the campaign. The other very important note to just indicate that this is not a transactional engagement is that we actually started engaging with our community early in the fall of last year, which is actually the earliest a Democratic presidential campaign has ever started communicating with us. That's part one. And part two is we also have materials and opportunities to engage our community in language. We know the power of intergenerational organizing, and so we want to make sure that we're creating spaces for you all to join as well. There is most definitely a space for you on this campaign, and I'll share some links, our organizing calls, our phone banking calls, and our volunteer sign-up link, which I know Chinese Americans for Harris is also doing. The good news is that we're all working in tandem together. So I just want to remind you, again, with the numbers, but I think it's really empowering. The Chinese American community in Georgia represents 16% of the Asian American community there. 18.9% in Michigan, 17.3% in North Carolina, and 17.4% in Nevada. So if you're asking yourself, will your voice make the difference? The answer is 110% yes. I look forward to working with you, and I look forward to us ushering in a Harris-Walz administration, which would start on November 5th. Thank you all. Oh, and I'd be remiss. I am to introduce our next phenomenal speaker. It is David Chu, City Attorney of San Francisco. Over to you, sir.